name's Alejandra. This week I will be conducting an instant ice experiment. So we'll be doing it in 3 different ways. So basically we'll be creating instant ice in 3 different kind of projects. So for this experiment, you're gonna need a bowl, because we're gonna use the back end of it. I'll explain later. You'll need about 3 or 4 water bottles that are unopened, just your regular 16, like 0.9 ounce water bottles. And then you are going to place those in the freezer to start off for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I placed mine about 2 hours ago, so I will show you what's next. So I'm back just a little bit closer to my freezer now. So my water's been in there for about 2.5 hours. So we want to take it kind of out very carefully so it's still in a liquid state. It's not fully frozen yet. So it's reached temperature below freezing. So it's our super cooled water is what we can call. So it's still liquidy, it's not frozen yet. So we have to be very careful, because if you are to introduce too much energy quickly, it will freeze up. We'll explain that in a little bit. So we're gonna take our first water bottle for the first part of the project. And as you can see, still some liquid in it. It's not fully frozen, but if we are to quickly shake it, you can start to see how ice formed quickly inside of the water bottle. That's because very pure water, when it's disturbed and you disturb its stability, it forms ice crystals. So that's why when I shook the water bottle, some ice crystals and ice formed inside. Okay, so now second part of this project experiment, creating that like instant ice. So you're gonna need a bowl and then some ice. So you're gonna flip over your bowl. It could be a cup, something that just kind of has a little placement, okay? So you're gonna go here, and then we're just gonna take 1 or 2 ice cubes, and we're gonna place it right here. And the next, I'm gonna take out the water from the freezer, but I'm gonna do it very carefully. So I'm gonna take out the water bottle, as I mentioned, very carefully. Okay, so I've very carefully tilted over the water bottle. Try not to add pressure or shake it, because as we saw in the previous one, like I mentioned, we saw what happens. So very carefully, I'm gonna come here and pour some water. And we could see how it forms those crystals instantly as it makes that contact with the ice. So it's creating kind of a slush-like ice. So as soon as that water touches the ice, we can see how it triggers it, and again, it like messes with the stability. You can see almost creates like snow kind of texture. I'm back, so kind of had to clean up because it gets a little messy, but last part of this project, you're gonna need 2 more cups. Okay, we're still using that same water. I still haven't shaken it up or anything, kind of keeping it as stable as I can. So what you're gonna do next is you're going to very, 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 very carefully pour water, the same water, into a cup. And then you are going to take a small piece of ice and drop it in. Okay, I'm back. So we try to drop in the ice onto this water, but clearly there was no reaction or instant crystallization. So this is due to the fact that this water that we had originally taken out maybe a couple minutes ago sat outside for too long, so its temperature isn't like right below freezing anymore where we need it. So it's probably a little too warm. So we're gonna redo it, but with another water bottle that I still have inside the freezer that's still maintaining that liquid state, but it's still below freezing. Okay, so let me grab that. And pour some water out. And then going to drop an ice in there. Okay, so now with the second water bottle, it reacted, as you could see. So when we tried to pour the water out, nothing came out because it had already formed crystals. So during the first one, it had become a little bit too warm, and this one was already frozen, so it was no longer in that liquid state. So I would have to wait another 2 hours, put another water bottle. So we'll try again, and we will see if we can get it to work. So last time we had tried to use the super cooled water from the freezer, but it had frozen a little too much. So I refroze some new water bottles, and now I'm gonna try to carefully take one out, still letting the water be below freezing and being kind of in that super cooled state. Pour it in here carefully, and then we're gonna drop an ice in. So I'm trying to open it, still a little bit of liquid inside. To pour as much water as I can out. Okay. And drop an ice. A little bit of ice formed up top. You can't see it super well. But essentially, what should have happened was when that water was in that liquid state, but still a little below, freezing, but not completely solid, should have dropped the ice and it should have crystallized the water. Okay, last one we're gonna try, see if it works, but may or may not. The water bottle has been a little bit shaken just because, unfortunately, my freezer isn't one of those like typical ones that you just open up and it's constantly being opened. So it causes the water bottle to move, but we'll still give it a shot, see if it works. So I'm gonna pour some water. And then you'd wanna have the ice touch, and it should have been able to crystallize the water underneath enough to a point where the ice freezes and stays on top. But like I said, unfortunately, I think due to my freezer being one that kind of slides and shakes and causes that disturbance in the water bottle, I wasn't able to get the water in that state we needed it. But hopefully if you do it at home, you are able to. Thank you.